autobiography has just come out, which is kind of childhood memories, and you wrote it all yourself.
That's right, yes.
I mean, you're a real East Ender.
That's right, yeah.
Do you recognise the place now, or has it kind of changed irrevocably?
Well, I took my brother down there, about 7 or 8 years ago, and just before that, by accident, I went round there, and it was terrible where I lived, and I said to him, when my brother Sid came from the Isle of Wight, and I said, where'd you? He said, I'd like to see Addington Road, where I was born. I said, okay. I said, but Sid, it's not the Addington Road we know. I said, I'm telling you now, mate. And we drove around there, got round to this pub called the Anchor, and we drove round, and I pulled up before I turned into the road. I said, now, be careful, it's not... It was the most beautiful road you've ever seen in your life. All little bow-fronted windows, and it was tremendous, you see. But that was because I think the river's been cleaned up there, and there's fish in there, and there's everything. But that was the East End.
Well, of course, the East End that you grew up in, the community was very close.
Yeah, well, very, very close.
And the families were close. You had close family. Happy memories of that.
Yes, very, very close indeed. A lot of love in the family, you know. And as everybody looked up... well, us kids looked up to our older brother, and Sid, my brother Sid, he's a lovely man. And I remember once he came home from work one Saturday. It was in about 1926. I was just a kid, and he came home this Saturday afternoon, and I was fascinated. He came home with two brown bags, and a little white one. And I said, "What's in there, Sid?" And he said, never mind. He's just gone out to work, you see. I said, no. I said, what's it, that little white one? He said, get out of it. Don't touch it. And I'm fascinated now to know what is in it. I said, well, what is it in there? He said, I'll tell you when I've had my dinner. So he has his dinner. I'm kneeling up on this chair and I can't wait. And he opens up these bags. I said, what's that there? And he said, I'm going to make a crystal set. I said, what's a crystal set? He said, never you mind. It's a crystal set. And Mum comes in. She said, what's a crystal set? He said, Mum, if I told you, you wouldn't know what I was talking about. She said, what, do you think I'm balmy or something? He said, well, no, Mum, it's a crystal set. He said, look, see, when you put these earphones on, he said, well, I've made a crystal set. He said, you can hear music or talking. She said, how'd you do that then? He said, well, it's done, I can't explain. He said, like waves in the air. So she said, what, like Marcel waving? No, he said, God, no. He said, no. He said, not hair, air, you know. He said, I told you wouldn't understand. He said, look, let me make it. So he has his dinner, you see, and I can't, but this little white bag fascinates me, you see. And he says to me, now, Reggie, he said, go out and get that lid, a wooden lid off a Libby's tin, a box, you see. So I get the lid, and I came in, so I said, what are you going to do with that then? He said, well, this is where I'm going to... He said, it should be Bakelite, he said, but I can't afford Bakelite, so I'm going to put all the instruments on this lid. So he gets a poker, red hot poker, and he makes all the holes in it, and he fits up this set like that. And out he takes this bag, it's a little glass tube, and the crystal, the little crystals in it like that, see? And he fits it all up on this, and there's all this gear on this lid like that, you see. So he puts up the aerial, and then he takes the other wire. I said, where are you going to take that one? He said, that's got to be earthed, you see. So he takes it out, and he wires it to the gas stove. So anyway, we all come round. Now, there's only me there now, you see. So he says, now, wait a minute now. He looks up this blueprint, this plan. He says, now, yes, that's okay, yes. It's okay. And just as he does that, my two sisters come in, you see, and they see all this gear, they say, and all these wires. He said, what are you doing, Sid? He said, oh, don't you start. He said, I've made a crystal set, it's going to work in a minute. So we all gather round, you see, and he's going like that, and I can see this condenser now, and all the veins going in and out like that. And he's working the crystal. He said, it's this crystal, he said, you see. It's the crystal that does it, you know. I said, is it? He said, yeah. He said, he said, when you get the right point on that crystal, he said, when it all happens. So we're all crowded, and he said, don't push. And we're all round there. He said, he's going to... He said, I've got it, he said. It's a foreign station. He said, we're all saying, oh, Sid, let's listen. He said, shut up, listen. He said, what is it, Sid? What is it? He said, shh. It's Italy, I think. It's just a bloke playing a mandolin. I said, God, it loud. I said, I can hear it. He said, yes. And my sister said, yes, we can hear it too. And he said, hang about. He said, you can hear it. He said, I can hardly hear it, and I've got the earphones on. And he takes them off, and it's the bloke next door playing the mandolin. Oh, dear.
We're really celebrating the return of On the Buses.
That's
and
right, yes.
Back to the
Yes.
buses.
Yeah.
The new series is going to be made.
Yes, it is.
So are there going to be many changes at the Old Depot?
Well, no, well, they're going to be changes, I suppose. I haven't seen the script myself yet, but what we're going to do, let me clarify it, is we're making a pilot first
Yeah.
to see just how it goes. But I'm pretty sure that with the old gang, which are all very, very popular indeed, we're hoping it can't miss. And if the pilot is good, then we're going to go ahead and...
Let's all look back to 1970. Remember what On the Buses was like.
Oh, blimey, Hitler.
What you giving a wash and brush up now, then? You are the attendant, I suppose, are you? What is this object here?
Well, haven't you got one in your house?
How did it get on the bus?
Oh, well, someone must have slipped it on when I wasn't looking.
Eh? Yeah. Or it slipped out of somebody's pocket, I suppose.
Oh, hello, Blakey. Oh, yeah, this is mine.
Butler? I might have guessed I'd find you behind that. What do you mean by bringing that object on the bus, eh?
Well, what's the objection?
Objection. You do know what it is, I suppose, don't you?
Yeah, it's a large egg cup.
I am getting a little sick and tired with all the insults I get in this family.
Oh, no, Arthur. I treat you just like one of my own.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, how is it that my sausages are smaller than his?
Oh, are they, love? Well, I thought I gave you equal shares.
You did. You gave him more sausage, me more grease.
Well, I've heard of some childish things, mate, but that beats the cake.
I am not being childish. It was the same with the Brussels sprouts yesterday.
Oh, we're not going to have that all over
The
again, are we?
fact still remains, mate, that you had 13 whilst I had 9.
Oh, look, we'll settle this for all. It's not, in case he starts counting the baked beans. Give us that tape measure. Give us it here. Right,
What are you going to do, love?
measure each sausage.
We're back on the buses now, just to identify. There's only standing room inside. We welcome Doris Hare, Michael Robbins, Anna Karen, and at the back, Stephen Lewis and Bob Grant. And you're all welcome. Delighted to see you. It's terrific to see you. Wonderful. I do hope this series is made.
Oh,
Because I mean, it's a little work of art On the Buses.
Yeah.
I love
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Now, I'll start with you, Anna, if I may.
Yes,
Olive was no beauty. Did you ever want? Karen,
Yeah, that is.
Anna's very beautiful, but Olive was no raver.
No,
Now,
I thought she was beautiful.
but you were an impressionable.
Reasonable age.
Terry, Olive was a woman with thwarted ambition.
Pardon?
Thwarted ambition. She really wanted to be a bimbo. She failed the physical.
You never gave that woman a chance, you know. She used to try and get you upstairs.
Yeah, I didn't write the script still, did I?
No.
If you ask any of my
But
colleagues...
even off stage, she didn't come
Are you going to
upstairs.
interrupt all right?
I needed a lift.
Now, tell me, has Olive in this new series, is Olive going to mature? Do you think she will have matured well?
Well, she may have matured physically, but I doubt that she matured mentally at all.
Not possible, is it really?
I think she'll still be the same about Arthur and towards Stan and Mum.
Wise choice.
I always felt, Michael, that your marriage was more a marriage of convenience because it brought you into touch with the good cooking. And the sausages.
Actually, one of the strange things about that, I never had a surname, did I?
No.
No.
Never had a surname.
Never had a father.
No, the thing about...
Shouldn't have put him there. Never put you up there.
No, it's a very, very strange marriage, but people obviously identified with it because I remember 2 years when it was over, I was filming in the East End, and this dear old lady in her 80s, we were having a break, I was sitting on a chair, this dear old lady in her 80s came up and gave me one of those, said, give us your bloody autograph. So I said, oh, charmed, I'm sure. She said, you were my favourite in that series, do you know why? I said, no. She said, I was married to an old bugger like you. and moved away. I mean, what do you say?
I'm sure you seem to spend your whole life looking after this ungrateful